Are you tired of constantly feeling dissatisfied and unhappy, like you're missing out on something everyone else has? If so, it's time for an adjustment in your mentality. The truth is, the essence of life and the key to genuine happiness lies within each and every one of us. We all have the ability to heal ourselves. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this point. There was once a warrior who asked a wise sage about the difference between heaven and hell. The sage replied, "Who are you?" The warrior proudly stated, "I am a warrior." The sage said, "You are a rough person, so you don't deserve to hear my answer." Enraged, the warrior drew his sword and prepared to strike the sage. Seeing this, the sage calmly said, "This is hell, a state of panic and aggression." The warrior was stunned. Realizing his mistake, the warrior apologized. The sage then said, "But this could also be heaven. You see, heaven and hell have nothing to do with the external world around us. They exist within our state of mind and heart. When your heart is at peace, you are in heaven, a state of tranquility where nothing can truly make you unhappy. True happiness doesn't come from outside sources, but from an inner peace and stillness. To achieve this, you must understand how you experience life in the first place. The information your senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, take in gets processed by your brain into your perceived reality, your life experience. But this process has severe limitations. Your senses can only pick up a tiny fraction of what actually exists in the world around you. And your brain's interpretation is heavily influenced by your subconscious mind, upbringing, culture, and biases. Since both the input, what your senses detect, and the processor, your brain's interpretation, are limited, the life reality you experience is also limited. It's just your own personal distortion, not the absolute truth. As the ancient sages have said, what you think is real is just what you think. The life you stress and agonize over daily is really just a reflection in your mind, not the ultimate reality. Hard to believe? Absolutely. But this disconnect is the root cause of human suffering. So if your daily reality isn't the absolute truth, what is the true essence of life? It's what the ancient philosopher called the Buddha nature or innate conscience, a formless, intangible void that has the potential to create all phenomena. How does creation occur from this void? When your innate original nature encounters this void, it transforms into a mirror-like heart that reflects all of existence back into the world, creating the entire drama of life we experience. One life, two lives, three lives, everything. In other words, the phenomenal world of form arises from the emptiness, just as images appear in a mirror's reflection. All the colors, shapes, and happenings around us are like images shining forth from the empty mirror of our heart and mind, including our very own physical bodies. Yet fundamentally, these images in the world of form are not real. They are reflections, appearances, coming and going. The only truth is the emptiness itself, the void which is the source, the canvas on which all arises and dissolves. As the sages said, emptiness alone is the truth. Do you understand now why people suffer so deeply? It's because we are like the one-eyed dragon, seeing only the illusory images parading before us and completely missing the empty mirror ground from which they appear, disappear, and lack any solidity. Each moment of our lives, every person we meet, every situation we encounter, these are all just shifting images, different sides of the mirror creating unique reflections. Even our destiny itself has already been written like a script. But we take these mere roles too seriously, getting overly invested in and attached to the passing images. We cling to or reject the appearances, grasping at what we think will make us happy and pushing away whatever we judge to be bad. This clinging and rejecting is the very cause of our suffering. The more tightly we grasp at the images, the more entangled we become in an endless cycle of pain, dissatisfaction, and anguish. So what exactly are those karmic obstructions that ensnare us? They are simply the thoughts, clinging tendencies, and mental habits left over from the times when you mistook the images for reality. These deep grooves in the mind replay over and over with one sole purpose: to make you finally see through the illusion once and for all. When you realize the truth that everything arising is fundamentally empty, you can face each experience, accept it, work through it, and let it go. But if you fail to recognize this truth, you'll continue clinging to the appearances, remaining trapped in a prison of your own suffering. This is why all beings experience anguish, until they find the path to liberate themselves. And how do you free yourself? On the day you penetrate the truth and see through the illusion, you'll be released from the cycle of pain and dissatisfaction. No matter what difficulty you're facing right now, understand that it has arisen for one reason only: to compel you to recognize the truth and let go of clinging. When you finally awaken to reality as it is, how will you live? You'll go with the flow, aligning with your innate nature, free from the waves of euphoria or misery that used to toss you about. This doesn't mean becoming a numb, emotionless robot. Rather, it means having the openness to accept whatever arises, allowing each experience to be as it is, without inner resistance or struggle. No longer thrown off balance by external circumstances, your mind remains calmly abiding in ease, the lasting joy and fulfillment we all yearning for. For the awakened ones use both eyes to look at life. With one eye, they simply witness the phenomenal world without denying or resisting it. If the causes and conditions come together for marriage, they marry. If it's time for divorce, they divorce, letting the karmic seeds play out. With the other eye, they see through the empty nature of experience itself. They recognize that form is not other than emptiness, and emptiness is not other than form. All phenomena arise from the void, yet they are merely appearances shining forth, essentially empty, with nothing worth clinging to or rejecting. Coming to this life in simple freedom, unconcerned with either elation or sorrow, is the true liberation of the awakened ones. In essence, happiness is our very nature. The reason we suffer is because we use only one eye, fixating on the spinning show of appearances. But when we open the other eye and transcend identification with the images, we can remain rooted in the peaceful depths of our being while appearing in the world of form. From that unwavering inner ease, we naturally let go of clinging and aversions, embracing with open awareness whatever experiences come to pass. So if you've been caught up in suffering and a sense of dissatisfaction, it's time to make a major shift. Investigate the nature of your experience until you awaken to the truth. Let the drama of life be the very basis for your realization of what is ultimately real and what is not. When you find that perfect balance of being grounded in your timeless essence while flowing unobstructed through the phenomenal world, you'll have cracked the code to true, lasting happiness. Thank you for joining me on this journey to understand the essence of life and the keys to true, lasting happiness. I know these concepts can seem confusing at first, but I have full confidence that you have the capacity to integrate these teachings and apply them to your own life experience. We all get caught up in the dramas and illusions of this world from time to time. But you now have the tools to step back, See through the misleading appearances and realign yourself with your innate freedom and peace that can never be disturbed. Whenever you find yourself gripped by dissatisfaction, anger, anxiety, or any other form of suffering, remember the wisdom shared here. Use those challenges as reminders to look beyond the temporal play of images and reconnect with the formless essence that you are. From that unwavering ground of being, you have the power to manifest whatever you truly want in life, while remaining rooted in unshakable fulfillment. I have complete faith in your ability to embody and live from this deep understanding. Stay diligent, keep an open mind and heart, and the lasting happiness you've always longed for will be yours. Wishing you clarity, courage, and freedom on your journey. Until next time.